James Thomas, Morning Blend. Today I have today with me educator Michael Bonner. We're going to talk about the importance of STEM education and the three M's Science at Home series. That's interesting. How has that pandemic impacted learning for teachers, educated parents, and students?
Well, it's disrupted how learning normally takes place, which is in person, and you have the great energy, you have the laughter and the smiles. But obviously, with COVID-19, it's really tough to do. So you've seen a lot of teachers, parents, and organizations trying to adapt and figure out different solutions to make sure that students are still having a powerful learning experience.
Now, the critical need for an impact of having free learning resources like Science at Home, what does this mean for educators, parents, and students?
Well, we know there's nothing like free, but specifically if it's free and it's a great resource, right? So for this, it is already provided for parents and teachers and educators and community leaders to use. And more importantly, it's engaging, it's fun, and it's something to do to make sure that students understand that they too can solve complex problems and go ahead and teach them how to be growth minded and have a growth mindset when it comes situations or problems come their way.
Michael, why encouraging young minds to explore in science or STEM has never been more important than now?
Well, is obviously with COVID-19, as we are fighting all over the world to find a solution to it, scientific computations and the scientific method is all based in problem solving and analyzing and critically thinking about what's going on and what's happening. And the moment that we can put our students in a position to do that early on and make it a daily practice, I think the better it'll be for the future of our entire world because we're training them to automatically learn how to solve problems and not complain about the problems.
I wish certain people would listen to science today, but that's another subject.
Right, right,
now,
right. I'm in agreement with you, James.
now, how can we promote STEM equity and diversity?
Well, Miriam Wright Elderman said that you can't be what you can't see. And when you look in the engineering field or mathematics field or the science field, it's normally dominated by men. So what we want to see is a influx of individuals from all different backgrounds, regardless of their race, socioeconomic status, or their sexual orientation. So what we need to make sure we do is identify that there is a problem with diversity inside of STEM, and then more importantly, open up access to students in different communities so they can have the resources and tools and the knowledge to progress inside of that particular field. You can't expect an individual to want to become a scientist if they've never seen a scientist or even had exposure to solving a scientific problem. And that's the beauty in different organizations and people opening up access to these different type of resources and exposing them to students as early as we possibly can.
Now, speaking of this, what is Science at Home and how did it start?
Okay, so 3M developed Science at Home in April of 2020 due to COVID-19 and how it disrupted the education system. And with Science at Home, we wanted to make sure that students still had a chance to learn and have a powerful learning experience from the comfort of their own home. So Science at Home is an online library of at-home experiments, that are conducted by 3M scientists and special guests, and they use everyday household items, such as glue or such as a paper towel roll. And what they do is they walk students through different types of experiments that they can learn deep scientific complex problems through. And the great thing about Science at Home is it's also connected to the next generation science standards, which will allow students to still get the same instruction that they were getting at school right there from their bedroom or from their kitchen. And that is why I'm such a huge advocate for it, because I know if you want a child to learn something, it needs to be engaging and it needs to connect to them.
Now, what kind of videos can kids expect to see?
You can see all different types of videos. You can see from using coffee filters for chromatography, or you can see them trying to blow up a balloon using simple everyday chemical reactions or simple ingredients for chemical reactions. Or my favorite, which is the one I did, is building a rubber band guitar using a tissue box and teaching them about sound and frequency. And that was extremely fun because it becomes your personal instrument at home when music comes on. So there's all different types of videos there that are done by real 3M scientists and different special guests. But more importantly, it's things to keep them engaged. And that is the most important thing that we want during COVID-19.
Now, Michael, where can people go to watch the science experiment videos?
Okay, so if parents or whoever would love to check out, doesn't matter what title that you are, but you can go to 3m.com / science at home, 3m, the number 3.com / science at home. There you will find the experiments, you will find the resources, and you will be able to be exposed to the amazing things that are happening and how to create a powerful learning experience right there at your home.
And we've been talking with educator Michael Bonner to discuss the importance of STEM education and 3M Science at Home series. Michael, thank you so much for joining us on Morning Blend.
Thank you. My pleasure.